Hi, and welcome to Quest's 3-minute video series. Today we're going to be taking a look at the user interface for Essentials for Office 365 to find out what kind of functionality is available from within this fantastic little tool. The Navigator pane is used to create connections to your Office 365 tenant. You can do a number of different things within this pane. You can navigate through your tenant hierarchy and take a look at the SharePoint sites, Office 365 groups, Teams sites, and also OneDrive for Business sites within your tenant. You can also load up tenant administration and go and administer to things like Office 365 users and licenses, as well as group administration. Below the Navigator is the Connections pane. We can use this to go and locate content that we want to migrate into Office 365, either from our local drives, maybe a network drive, our local Outlook, or our Google Drive. Lastly, we have the main viewing area, where the results of any operations that we've carried out are displayed. The functionality of Essentials can be found within the tabs at the top. The Migrator tab allows us to migrate SharePoint sites tenant to tenant. We can copy sites, promote them to site collections, or demote them to subsites. We can compare two sites down to the item level. We can also run pre-migration analysis on file shares and SharePoint sites. The File Manager tab allows us to organise our connections to content within network and shared file resources. We also have the option to run a pre-migration analysis on our file shares. The Drives tab allows us to migrate from varied sources such as Google Drive, Box and Dropbox. We can also choose to run bulk migrations as well, which lets us upload a list of locations and targets that we want to migrate from and to. We can also run a mapping report so that different resources from tenant to tenant and different users get mapped across successfully. The Security Manager tab allows us to control the permissions to SharePoint sites. We can go and build a list of object permissions, permissions levels. We can go and clone user permissions, and we can run reports such as a full permissions inventory or on any external users or perhaps orphaned users. The Term Store Manager enables us to take a look at any terms, term sets, or the whole term store within our tenant. The Administrator tab can be used to generate reports on Office 365 or individual SharePoint sites, groups, or OneDrive for Business. We can download these reports in a number of different formats, from PDF to Excel. We can also go and take a look at the tenant administration. We can go and take a look at things like Office 365 users, for example, and then go and report on those users. The Backup tab allows you to back up content from your SharePoint sites, Office 365 groups, or OneDrive for Business sites. Backups can be saved either locally or to Azure Storage or Amazon S3. Backups can be made as full or differential. Any content that needs to be restored can be done so both in place and out of place. Thank you for watching this user interface overview of Metalogix Essentials for Office 365. Be sure to check out the other videos in this series that dive into more detail on this intuitive and very flexible tool.